This very up-to-date journalist piece ended up on my desk this morning, and I found it a very interesting read, and I'm going to read it to you now. It's written by the person with the byline called Christie, and this is what she had to say. My son has recently taken up a job in Paris. Before he went, I encouraged him to brush up on his school French, which he had studied for 4 years. He duly found an online course, worked on it for a while, and started to feel a bit more confident about his ability to speak the French. He worked for an international organisation, so he wasn't going to need it for the job, but thought he might need it just to get around, ordering at the bakery, the shopping at the supermarket, going to the bank, etc., just for the general everyday things that one will have to do to survive. During a Zoom call last weekend, I asked him how he was going with his French. He said he didn't need it. He said everyone speaks English, and as soon as everyone gets a hint that you're not a French speaker, they just speak in English. He has given up on learning that language now, and he says there is little point. I can remember trips to Denmark and to the Netherlands where it seemed that everyone spoke English as well as we did. One time in a hotel bar in Amsterdam, there were Dutch people watching an American TV program. They were laughing along with all the jokes, clearly understanding every word. Even then, back in the 1980s, English was becoming the international language of the world. Luckily, we all speak English here in New Zealand, and so visitors and new migrants, whether or not English is their first language, have a good chance of making their way around the country quite successfully without having too much trouble understanding what is in fact going on. At least that is the way it used to be, but not anymore. Not anymore in this silly little country. Now, here is a clip with the weather. And just listen to this. This is what's happening in New Zealand.
Box filled with your beautiful images, just like this one in Auckland this morning. This is Mochi. It was also frosty in Otago. Luckily, he was all rugged up in his winter warmers. Now, looking at today, he rangi paruhi I te rānei are fine and mostly sunny Saturday across Aotearoa, but tomorrow not looking too good for te Taitokero. Some heavy rainfall is expected from tomorrow evening as this weather system makes its way over. Some early showers for the north. He oi Kamatara, ka ua marangai. A heavy rain warning is in place from 6 p.m. tomorrow through to Monday evening with a strong wind watch from Monday onwards, a high of 15. And in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, a few showers mainly north of the city. However, tikina atu tō hamarara, keep that umbrella nearby because by the afternoon that rainfall will increase right across Auckland and rain and wind watches have been issued here from Monday onwards. 15 is your high. He rangi ka puapua ki kirikiriroa. It's a grey day for the mighty Waikato. Expected the odd shower with...
Had enough. Have you had enough of that? The New Zealand TV, NZTV, the bloody arrogance of those people, the rudeness of those people, that is what is happening here in New Zealand. That stupid bloody crap, that Maori crap. We don't want that Maori crap. We want the news. We want it in English because that is what we deserve, that is what we want, and if there was any respect for the majority of New Zealanders, that is exactly what they would give it to us. They would give it to us in English. Yeah, and that weather forecast was from the main English-speaking channel, the TV-speaking channel in country. Yes, those that watch it are predominantly English speakers, and yes, it's incomprehensible that this is the state of affairs in this crazy little country. And that is exactly what is happening as we speak. What is considerably worse is that the weekend weather contained warnings of more storms and heavy rains to come early in the week, something that many of us will well be aware by now. This type of reporting is nothing short of bloody criminal. I wonder how many people were not aware of the terrible weather to come on Monday because of this gibberish, this absolute bloody gibberish spoken on TV and said weather out the weekend. This is not just pathetic virtue signalling. It could be a matter of risk to life or damage to property, yet our main broadcaster, those bloody dipsticks, NZ TV broadcaster, does not see fit to inform us in the most common language spoken in this country of the risks ahead. I wonder if what it's like for a recent immigrant to this family to hear this gibberish like this pidgin Maori, this pidgin English, this gibberish. Even those of us for whom English is the first language stare at our screens in absolute disbelief at the garbage, yes, that gibberish Maori garbage spun out on the TV these days. It is much worse, however, for those immigrants who do not speak English as a first language. They will not have a clue, not a bloody clue, what is in fact going on. And all this is for 17% of the population. Yep, 17% of the population, and the rest of us are left wanting and looking at the screen wondering who's mad here. Who really are the stupid people? And it seems to be it's at 17%, and of the 17%, only 3% of it completely understand that Maori gibberish. And that is approximately only 25,000 people from our entire population, and about all of those, at any rate, speak English. Anyone who's wanting to speak Maori can go to the Maori channels. They're a good source of the language, and unlike the English-speaking channels, they also provide subtitles. The Maori channels treat non-Maori speakers with considerably more respect than the English-speaking channels do, although neither Maori nor English speakers can really understand the current version of Manglish. Many of you will say, don't watch it, don't encourage them. I understand this point, but I am torn between wanting to see their ratings tank and needed to know what is going on in the country. We need to know what the power that they are doing. How can we fight it if we do not know about it? I know that some will say that my attitude is racist. Well, don't be so bloody stupid. Racist? What? What's racist about it? Eh? What's racist about it? But it isn't. I have no problem with anyone who wants to speak Maori, just I have no problem with anyone who wants to speak English. That is, this language being spoken on the airwaves is neither Maori nor English. It is an extremely localised version of pidgin, the pidgin English, the pidgin Maori, and essentially no one really understands it, and anyone with half a brain doesn't even want to know about it. But after all, if even the French all speak English nowadays, that is a pure sign that English is the language of the future. We all know this. What a pity that New Zealand is heading down this disastrous road of losing the language that is essentially for all of us to get on in this modern world. But there was never a more backwards-looking government. Has there ever been a more backwards-looking government than the one we have now? A dreadful, dreadful situation. Don't you agree?